everyone. In this week's Parsha, Behar B'Chatai, Hashem describes the laws of Shemitah when the land is left to lie fallow in the 7th year, and agricultural activity is halakhically forbidden. As well as this, Hashem permits slavery, however, with strict guidelines, and during the sabbatical period they must be set free. In B'Chatai, Hashem tells the Israelites that if they follow his commandments, then they will be blessed with rain, and if the Israelites do not follow his commandments, then they will be punished. The question is, how can these ideas relate to us in the 21st century, where we no longer have slavery or a direct communication with Hashem from rain or any other source? Praying for rain is a key part of spiritual life for a Jew. For almost half of the year, our daily prayers include praise to Hashem who provides us with rain. As we are well aware, water is essential to life. It nourishes us when we drink it, it surrounded the world when God created the earth, and surrounds a fetus as it grows in its mother's womb. It says in the Talmud, the day when rain falls is as great as the day when heaven and earth were created. The Gemara discusses why in the Amidah the blessing is phrased as the power of rain, rather than simply the blessing of rain itself. This is because the rain comes down with power, reflecting the power of God as he will ultimately provide us with rain or not. But it is not just enough to pray for rain. The Torah teaches us that our actions impact where the rain will fall. But this is connected to our conduct, and in a number of instances, God sent destructive rain as a result of people's actions. In Bereshit, Hashem brought rainwater to the generation of Noah to punish them for going against his commands. From the 10 Commandments, we know that as well as Ben Adam Lamakom, man to God commandments, there are also Ben Adam Lachavera, man to man commandments. From here we learn that our relationship with others is just as important as our relationship with Hashem. This extends not only to Jewish people, but also non-Jewish people. In Vayikra, it states, if you have a Jewish person under your authority, i.e. a slave, help them as if they are a stranger, meaning a non-Jew. Rashi tells us that there are 36 places in the Torah where we are told how to treat a ger, a stranger. We know that the term stranger is referring to a non-Jew, as in the Gemara Bava Metzia, rabbis come to the conclusion that a ger is classified as someone who keeps the Noachide laws. In Devarim, it goes even further by saying that we should not only treat them well, but we should also befriend them. Shemot emphasizes this idea of how we were once slaves in Egypt, and therefore we should have empathy and actively go out of our way to be kind and compassionate to minorities and slaves. Through these examples from the Torah, we can see the significance of respect and kindness through interpersonal relationships in Judaism. In Western society, there is a sole focus on rights. The definition of rights is a moral or legal entitlement to have or do something. How many rights are there in the Torah? We do not have rights. Rather, we have obligations. Rights and obligations are out there to achieve the same purpose. However, rights cause us to think of ourselves, whereas obligations allow us to turn our attention and look at what we can do for others. The Lubavitcher Rebbe once received a sad letter from one of his followers, saying, I would like the Rebbe's help. I wake up each day sad and apprehensive. I can't concentrate. I need help. The Rebbe wrote a reply which didn't contain a single new word. He merely circled the first word of each sentence, which was the letter I. When we shift our focus from ourselves to others, we become much happier and more fulfilled people. The Torah has the tools to guide us in a more selfless direction. Ironically, we are now in a 49-day time period, bridging the gap between Pesach and Shavuot, mourning the death of Rabbi Akiva's 24,000 students. His students had such a high level of Chokhmah, Torah knowledge, where we are told that they had the potential to bring about the Moshiach. In the Gemara, we are told that Rabbi Akiva's 12,000 pairs of disciples died a cruel death of croup because they did not treat each other with respect. We can learn a valuable lesson from this, as even though these students had such a high level of faith and devotion to Hashem, they were still punished for not being kind to each other. Rabbi Akiva taught us the notion of love your neighbour as yourself, linking back to this week's parasha so beautifully on how we should treat others. With us still being on lockdown and the Ummah coming to an end, we should use this Shabbat to think about what we have done over these past few weeks through these unprecedented times to help family members, friends, and the vulnerable, and what we can continue to do to consciously strive to be thoughtful and kind to others. Shabbat Shalom.